Hi everyone, welcome to Train Forever. I'm Andrew Barr, and today we're talking about the benefits of the Kettlebell Snatch. The Kettlebell Snatch is one of my favorite exercises. It has a ton of benefits, so let's get right into it. The Kettlebell Snatch is a swing-based exercise. That means that if you strip down some of the parts, there is still a swing at the root of the movement. There are a lot of swing-based kettlebell exercises. There's the two-hand swing, the one-hand swing, the clean, the high pull, the snatch, among others. Swing-based exercises are an exercise in hip extension, specifically explosive hip extension. Hip extension is a really important and exciting movement pattern. It has implications both for posture and joint health and also for athletic performance. On the posture side of things, it's no surprise that the majority of us spend too much time in a seated position in which the hips are flexed. So doing some training that targets hip extension can help work against the negative effects of sitting all day. From a performance standpoint, hip extension is what we do when we're running or sprinting. So training explosive hip extension can help increase speed, which has potential for enhancing athletic performance. And that's obviously exciting too. In the snatch, we initiate the movement with the lower body and we finish it with the upper body. Proper technique requires keeping the core tight to transfer that power or force up through the trunk and into the arm. This idea of initiating a movement forcefully with the lower body and transferring it into the upper body is a hallmark of athletic performance, and there are many sport-specific examples that illustrate this concept. Take throwing a baseball as an example. Although predominantly an upper body activity, successful throwing requires initiating the movement with the lower body and pushing into the ground to produce force, transferring some of that force up through the trunk and into the arm. Any exercise that mimics this pattern, that has that start with the lower body, put force into the ground, and get some of that force up into your arm, has performance enhancing potential. The snatch is one such exercise. If you're finding this content useful and informative, go ahead and give me a like, and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. I'll be putting out a new video each week to help you get the most out of your training sessions. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your support. The snatch also helps develop strong and stable shoulders. Decelerating and stabilizing the kettlebell overhead, as we do in the snatch, puts a lot of demand on the shoulder, but it is also a great way to develop dynamic stability in the shoulder. This has injury reduction potential. Now, an important disclaimer, doing kettlebell snatches will not transform an unhealthy shoulder into a healthy shoulder. In fact, you need a good foundation of shoulder health and the ability to get your arms over your head pain-free before you even think about doing kettlebell snatches. But what a snatch can do for the shoulder is it can turn a healthy shoulder into a high-performing shoulder. There are also benefits to the snatch that can vary depending on how you program them specifically. For example, you can use a heavy weight and do sets of 5 with long breaks to develop strength and power. Or you can use a comparatively lighter load and do 100 snatches in a row to develop conditioning, with lots of options for programming schemes that vary between these two extremes. The snatch is also great in terms of bang for your buck. As I just touched on, there are a lot of different ways that you can program it, but at the end of the day, if you spend 5 minutes on snatches in your workout in some way, shape, or form, you have an opportunity to do a lot of high quality work and make a lot of progress. The kettlebell snatch also provides many of the same benefits as a barbell overhead snatch, the Olympic lift. Now, it doesn't provide all of the same benefits, but it does provide many of the same benefits, and it is comparatively easier to teach and to learn. It is important to remember that the kettlebell snatch is an advanced exercise, and there are certain prerequisites that are important to hit before you think about learning the snatch and then eventually building it into your program. Don't try to do a kettlebell snatch until you're very proficient in the kettlebell swing. And you also need to have shoulders that are able to get overhead and stay there without pain or compensation. Don't try to snatch a weight that you can't also press overhead, using the press as a screening tool for the current capabilities of your shoulder. The kettlebell snatch helps develop explosive hip extension, can develop strength, power, or conditioning depending on how you program them, teaches and develops the skill of transferring force and power from the lower body through the trunk into the upper body, and it's a dynamic, fun exercise that can provide a ton of benefit in a minimal amount of time. I hope you thought today's video was useful, and if you did, please give me a like and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. And if you're interested in personalized coaching on how to learn how to do the snatch and how to build it into your program, you can contact me directly about my online coaching. I put my email in the description. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.